Okay, so wait.
I was trying to make a song builder. That's like what happened. Anyway, right now let's react to the new photos surfacing in David Tesla trunk mystery. If the video is loading. By the way, there are like a lot of weird cases. Like the more I think about it, like there is like the Jeffrey thing, the David thing. I don't know how many people.
Steve
like
Fisher, PI, who's been looking into the Celeste Rivas Hernandez David case, this investigation, just posted two major updates about this. One, apparently new photos that may show Celeste with David at a key moment. And two, new legal paperwork that may prove there is in fact a criminal case against the singer and that his father may be being compelled to testify. So
Wait. Okay, so basically they have proof for everything, right? Like, I mean, that's what they're saying, right? They're saying they have proof. They have proof to say that like he might be guilty, and they're gonna ask his father to testify against him. I mean, why would his father know though? That's my question. Why would his father know?
much to get into. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, before we go any further, I gotta tell you about today's sponsor, Proof Wallets. I started hearing about Flash, case that was allegedly found in the trunk of a Tesla out in LA in September 8th. We believe that that Tesla was registered to singer David. Okay, there have been no arrests. There have been no charges. There have been reports that a grand jury is hearing evidence in this case. And then all of a sudden, we get these new messages, these new posts by Steve Fisher. Steve Fisher, somebody we've had on the show before. Steve is the private investigator who was hired.
Remember Steve Fisher, like the thing about how he talked about the furnace and everything, like the chainsaw too, if I'm not mistaken. Like they collected so much evidence at some point. It's like, I don't know. Like, it's weird that the way that they proceed. I think you should at least arrest someone to make sure that they don't run away. But yeah, I don't know.
Hired by the owner of the property where David had apparently been staying. And this property is near where the Tesla was found, reportedly. And Steve has been all involved in this. He's been on the ground there. So he posted two things I have to talk about. One is he posted something.
Wait, what? Most likely Celeste is taking this photo, and that is her phone.
Thing regarding these new photos. I don't think we've ever seen them before. Allegedly of Celeste, allegedly of David, key. And then he posted these legal filings that
in the Court of Appeal for the First District of Texas, number in original proceeding on petition for writ of habeas corpus, memorandum opinion. Well, that's a lot of complicated word. Relater that this dude has filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus contending the trial's court's orders summoning him to testify in California. I hope you read it.
Would suggest
no way I can read it. I'm struggling so much.
There is, in fact, a criminal case against David Anthony Burke, real name for David, and B, is his father being compelled to testify against him. Wow. Okay. Let's take it step by step. I'm not doing it alone. I want to bring in.
I don't understand why his father, though. Because, like, you call other people when they are involved in the case, right? Is it how it works? I don't know. But usually it's supposed to be kind of like that.
Legendary former homicide director, detective, Phil Waters. Phil, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about this. As we're breaking it down kind of in real time, I have to first start with this post by Steve. I'm going to read it verbatim. We'll talk about it. On December 31st, 2024, at around 10 p.m., several people were at David's house. Although Celeste Rivas Hernandez is not clearly visible in any of the photos from that evening, we believe she was present. The iPhone she had previously been pictured with appears to match the phone and case seen on the table.
That's very suspicious. That's very, very suspicious. No, but the thing is, like, I mean, the internet knows. Like, they don't know exactly what happened, but they know who's guilty. And I think, like, to put someone in jail, you need to understand the motives behind something, I think. I'm not sure. Because, like, if someone has no motive and just did out, like you said, like, yeah, I just wanted to do it, like, they won't be put in jail. They'll be put, like, in, like, a mental facility. Because, like, they are not mentally safe. So maybe that's why they're not putting him in jail. But it still shouldn't be out there if he potentially killed someone. That's, like, the thing that it kind of, like, weirds me a bit. Yo, gang. No problem. No problem, bro. Oh, 2 a.m. Okay, yeah, my bad. Good night, bro. No problem.
Along with a Hello Kitty mug. Another photo, which appears to have been taken by David, shows what are likely Celeste's fingers on a bottle. The phone that is likely Celeste appears to be on the Wi-Fi settings screen and connected to the Wi-Fi network. Even though iPhones use a private Wi-Fi address feature, the address remains fixed for a specific network, meaning it stays the same each time that device reconnects to that router.
Nah, but bro, it's 2 a.m. You have to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Like, it's very late. You don't have to say no problem. Like, the rediffusion, like the VOD is still gonna be there. But yeah, good night, bro.
Law enforcement investigators have reviewed the router logs to determine exactly when Celeste's phone and everyone else's phones were connected to the home's Wi-Fi network and compared that information against the statements each person provided about when they were at the house and who else.
The thing is, like, it's crazy how much technology we have so that we can find everything. Like, like if someone connects to your Wi-Fi, never. Whoa, never mind. I was starting, like, to think about stuff, and I had, like, some bad ideas, but no problem. Let's just keep watching.
Was there, including Celeste. For example, if individuals in the photos, including these photos and many others, claim they did not see Celeste or were not at the house, yet the router logs show their phone was connected.
Oh, yeah, he's right. Like, that would be, like, a huge concern. Like, it would be like, why? Why would you lie? What would you potentially have to hide? And who told you to lie? Because if no one told you to lie, then you just lie for fun, just to make a case even more complicated to resolve. And if someone told you to lie, maybe that person, he's the one who's at fault the most and the one to blame for everything that happened.
Wi-Fi, that would raise serious questions. We cannot forget about Celeste or the justice she deserves. It has now been more than 5 months and no charges have been filed. The last photo of Celeste is not from that night. It's from another time and meant to show her phone to compare with the phone on the table. Hashtag Celeste Rivas Hernandez, hashtag David. When you look at these photos, there's one, it appears to be David, and then I think this looks like Neo Langston. I could be...
If I'm not mistaken, this is David, and this will be like David's friend, from what I've heard. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse, but like, I don't even have to show. Like, there is one that looks more David than the other, just based off the hair. But yeah.
Wrong. Neil Langston is somebody who is, we reported, was arrested out in Montana, was arrested out on a warrant for failing to appear as a witness, apparently was brought back to Los Angeles, and there was photographs of TMZ, videos of him entering a Los Angeles courtroom, so we believe it is likely he testified in the grand jury, although he apparently didn't testify for a long time. There is another photo, it says David taking photo, where it could, again, it's hard to tell.
There's a lot of alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol.
If that person is Celeste, it might be someone else. It might be this person, Asia, who he's talked about. There's another photo of a phone, and then there's another photo of potentially Celeste. And then there's another photo, I think, just of Celeste herself. Okay, let's break this down. First of all, Phil, this is significant, I would say, because I believe
they should arrest David already. That's the thing. They should have arrested him like a long time ago. Like it's okay to ask like to people to testify and everything, but like from the point of view of the public, there are so many people that are like very suspicious, and because also it's like a public case, it's more complicated. But like for example, what they did to YNW Melly when like he got accused of killing two of his best friend on a double homicide thing, like he's still waiting for his trial, but he's in jail. He's not free, and I'm saying like free Melly kinda. But at the same time, it's understandable if the law doesn't let someone who is a potential killer just let him roam free. Like, even if he's innocent, you will just like waste his time instead of like risking something else happening. And before, like, if you don't understand the motives, there is no. No, actually, there is a point to arrest him. But if you understand exactly the motives and you know that the killer wouldn't kill anyone else, then it's okay. You can take your time. But what tells you that he's gonna stop there? Like, what if someone try to testify against him, and then that person just dies? Like, life could have been spared. I'm just saying.
I believe Steve had said the last known photo they have of Celeste is January 2025. But what are you taking away from what he's suggesting, and what are you taking away from these photos?
Well, thanks for having me, Jesse. It's an interesting case, and presumably they're coming from some sort of social media, and they may have been posted by her,
or someone's phone. He might have had access
by David,
to
or somebody else, right?
Right.
They're out there, and I'm sure what law enforcement is doing is they're using these photos to develop a timeline. That's important. And whether or not she's in these
actually that's a good job. I have to give them the flowers. It's important to know the timeline.
Pictures or not. Now, are the ages, we know Celeste is a juvenile, so are the ages of these other people seen in these videos, are they adults? Are they 18 years or older? So my point here is there that if she was there, if Celeste was there in this gathering, it may have been purposeful to not have her in photographs because of her age. So when people
makes sense. Wait. I didn't even peep something. How did David had liquor if like it's not legal for people under 21 to drink? He's not 21. Like, he's a year older than me, and I'm not even 20 yet. So I don't think he's 21 because I got arrested in 2025. So he was 20, so he shouldn't even be able to have like any type of leak or anything. It's a detail. it's a small detail because like he's literally potentially a murderer or like a groomer. But yeah, groomer. I don't even think it's potentially. I think we have enough proof to say that it's true. But yeah.
People are involved in this kind of a thing, David, these folks having all these people around, having these young girls in there. He may be smart enough. He's not smart enough to engage with these people, but he may be smart enough to make sure that their images are not seen in the course of these pictures. So I don't think it was any big secret that she was a fan and had been, associated with him on several occasions. But in this particular moment in time, pictures, 1,000 words and videos are a million. Then you've got the clue of her phone being connected. So she's there, or at least the phone is there. And that's what we need to remember here, that phones are detected as to where they are. That is not necessarily.
But why would he have her phone though? That's the thing. Why would he have her phone? Because like no matter what will be the excuse, there is 100% chance that they are tied, and there are even more chances that either him or his friend at that moment was the one who ended everything.
Mean that the person that owns that phone is with the phone.
Although it would be
So,
weird for them not to be with their phone at that time. I guess the question
well,
is, I mean, you tell
I'm
me a
just telling
scenario
you
where it would make sense to have a phone and not the person there, unless they, I don't know.
well, I mean, that's just a fact. So, yeah, it would be weird, but it's not that it couldn't happen, is what I'm
Let me ask you
saying.
this. The part where he talks about the routers, right? So it is an interesting time if you're thinking about people testifying in front of a grand jury or speaking to investigators and saying what they knew about Celeste or
I mean, she has an iPhone, right? iPhone literally had a lawsuit recently because they were spying on their users. So couldn't they use what data iPhone collected by spying to like solve the the case faster? I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know.
when they were around Celeste. And if you think about Neil Langston providing testimony, and I don't know if he just pled the fifth when he was up in front of the grand jury, assuming he was. But talk to me about, is it possible to track the router information to see which phone was connecting at what point, and would suggest those people were there at that time? Is that something you've done in the past, that routers can provide information and it's easily discoverable, easily found, that information?
Oh, sure. Anything that digitally connected like that can be forensically analyzed.
But see, that's the danger of it. It's like wherever you go, people would know that you have been there. It doesn't sound that scary, but it's like if you think deeper about it, people that you don't know, like for example, you go to the mall. Well, actually, the mall, a lot of people that you don't know will see you. But yeah, forget it.
And in fact, we had a lab that did just those very things. So, and then you get, of course, you're getting with the provider, whoever's providing the interweb connection and that kind of thing. So, yes, of course. And it will give, and again, we always go back to timelines. So it's going to give you a timeline of that period, that whatever it's a week or a month or whatever, they're going to go back. If it were me, I would go back in time, perhaps a month, and see when we see her phone showing up in that router, in that network. And then you go and you move forward and you see when was that phone in and out of the network, disconnected from it, connected to it. And then you want to see the concluding part of it is what was the last time that the phone was connected to the network. And
So basically, you want to just like retrace everything. Like he explained it for so long, but he was just like trying to retrace everything.
given the time and day that she was found, then
Yeah,
I'm sorry, because he was talking for so long about just the concept of like go back in time, find the date, compare the dates, and it's okay.
do wonder, like, if you were an investigator, right? Like, and you're questioning somebody, would you be in a position to say that? I mean, tell us everything you know about Celeste, and they say, I didn't know her, I wasn't really around her. Do you then present these photographs and say, well, what about this? I mean, is that a tactic that we could expect in a case like this?
well, sure, you would if it were me interviewing him, if it would be, we want to go back into his background first just to establish that relationship. But when we get to the core of the matter, we want to see from him uh, what he's talking about in terms of when did this relationship start, and you gotta kind of phrase it in a way that he doesn't get defensive. This is just, look, she's a fan, a big fan.
Also, that's like a weird thing, like getting with someone who is your fan. It's like you don't know that person, but that person knows you for longer that you knew that person, because they were either watching what you were doing or listening to what you were doing, and they felt the connection when you never met. Like, you can like that person, I can understand. You can love that person, okay, but like from the artist point of view, if you have fans and like, I guess you could do that. I guess you could, but just don't do minors, bro. Just don't do minors. It seems like a rule so complicated to not break. I don't know why. Like, they all go through that route. I don't understand why.
And she seemed to show up at different concerts and so forth and so on. And how did you get into a more friendly relationship where she became kind of a super fan and she started getting invited to some of these other functions? And see if he'll tell you that, and you just kind of want to walk your way up to the point where if he's denying things that you do have digital evidence showing, then of course you would show that to him and say, look, well, if you're saying this, then how does this occur? And can you explain why she's in this picture with you at this time at your house? Whatever those pictures might reveal. So sure, it would be a series of questions to get him to relax and of course be able to share those things. And you want.
The thing is, sometimes when I watch like those videos, like criminal cases and everything, I'm like, I don't know if I can say that, but I was like, one day I want to commit a crime, so I can see like all their techniques, but at the same time I don't want to commit a crime because it's bad. It's bad. Like, it's actually bad. Most of the things that aren't allowed are for a reason. That's why I wouldn't want to commit a crime. But still, like, I don't know, like from the arrestation to the police station to the interrogation, like, I don't know, I just feel like it will be a unique experience. But at the same time, it will be like unique because you won't go out after that. Like, you'll get in jail. Probably. I don't know.
And he may, in a way, I've had this happen, where you're talking about the incident itself, and the suspect is actually describing what happened, and they're walking you right up to it, but they're not going to make an admission as to, yeah, this is when I ended their life. But they may be giving you everything that happened up to that point.
Right.
And and trying to play it off as something that, yeah, we were doing.
That's good. That's a good thing. I didn't know that. So basically, there is a tactic that they could use so that the suspect gives you every detail except confessing. That's a good technique.
Doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I've had that happen with suspects. And but when they're telling you everything but that moment, that's pretty powerful stuff.
And a couple of things here. Look, we're getting this from Steve. We're getting it from his account. I have no reason to not believe that these photos are illegitimate, if they're not real. They don't depict what they seem to show. But just to, again, I'm just giving a caveat about where it's coming from. We haven't been able to, it's not like.
Again, there's a lot of alcohol. He's not of age. He wasn't of age of drinking.
The police released these. But look, they appear to show drinking happening, a party of some sort. I can see when you look at the photos that he might believe these are Celeste's hands around a liquor bottle of some kind. I want to couple this now with what else Steve Fisher posted. And I think that this one is arguably the more important one. So one of the things we couldn't officially confirm, law enforcement wouldn't officially confirm this, obviously, is whether, in fact, there is a criminal case being mounted against David. There's been reporting that he's a suspect. There's been reporting that a grand jury is hearing evidence. Law enforcement's not going to confirm that. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, they don't have to confirm it, but I'm just saying, like, they should, try to at least stop him. Like, someone stop him. How long do they have to wait before stopping criminals?
It's obvious. They don't want to compromise the investigation. Steve posted this.
David Burke's father filed a petition for writ, okay, claiming that summons ordering to testify in California violates his due process right. He lives in Texas. The footnotes in ruling states the underlying case of people of state of California. I don't know what the V dot mean. David Burke. The Court of Appeals denied the petition. Both the petition and the underlying case document, likely related to a failure to appear similar to Neo's situation, are currently sealed as a motion for re-hearing has been placed on the docket for February 24th. That footnote, the people of the state of California, David Burke, is especially significant to me and could signal that we are getting close to the beginning of justice for Celeste. That's good. I'm skipping because I know they do the read, but I read it too.
Has been placed on the docket for February 24th. To me, before I read you what this petition states, and this there was only one.
Okay, so that was the thing that I couldn't read. That was a petition. Okay, I have no idea what that a petition looked like. That
page of this that was posted by Steve, and again, he must have gone through the court records to get this. When you hear terms relator, so a relator, my understanding is, under the law here, would be a person who is seeking some sort of relief from a court, and it's through a habeas petition. Now, usually when we talk about habeas, this is somebody who's been convicted and they've exhausted all their appeals, so they're saying, my detention is unlawful for some other reason. They might be saying, new evidence has come forward. This is a little different. This is where a relator, so this is going to be potentially David's father, is seeking a writ saying, look, I don't have to comply with a certain court order because I'm being deprived of liberty. My due process rights are being violated. And
I don't understand why they bring his father. That's the problem. I don't understand why they bring his father. But if it can help the case, I mean, it's good. But I just don't understand why. Like, what is the logic behind it? What are they trying to get?
This is a way to prevent being held in contempt of court. So my understanding is, I looked this up under Texas law, that the relator, so here the defendants, here David's father, has the burden to show that a contempt order is invalid and that his rights would be violated, that he'd be deprived of liberty without due process of law. Okay, now again, this was denied, but let me go to what it said.
I yawned and I felt like I almost broke my jaw. I got really scared because I had like my fist around my mouth, but then like it got in. Yeah, never mind.
As here, again, this is the screenshot from Steve. In the court for the First District of Texas, In re Dawood Burke, relator, so we believe that according to Steve, this is his father. Relator Dawood Burke has filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus, contending that the trial court's order summoning him to testify in California violates due process. And yes, there is a footnote that says the underlying case is the people of the state of California v. David Burke. And then it gives the case number. It's pending in the 506th District Court of Waller County, Texas, the Honorable Gary W. Cheney presiding. We deny the petition for writ of habeas corpus. We dismiss any
Didn't understand anything.
pending motions as moot. Okay. Now, Phil, I'm not going to get into the legal back and forth about why the court denied this, but A, have you seen anything like this before? And B, what does this signify to you? I mean, is this a confirmation that there is a criminal case against David?
Well, I don't know that we're using the word case here. There is, without a doubt, a criminal investigation taking place. And I know in Texas, I have taken those grand jury.
It's good that they at least do a criminal investigation. It's good that they at least do that. At least. That's like the bare minimum. Again, I'm not complaining about the police. They probably have strategies that I don't even understand and that my mind can't even comprehend. But it's still good that they start a criminal investigation.
Subpoenas and serve them and the person was reluctant to come in on their own power and just responding to the summons itself, the subpoena itself. And I have placed them in custody and then brought them to, in essence, to the grand jury, put them in jail, and then they appeared before the grand jury. So I'm just, and then I have reworked capital murder cases where a writ of habeas corpus was filed by the convicted party, which is, habeas corpus, see the body, and that was a person who was convicted, just as you stated. Now this is a
I'm sorry. I think I'm just too tired. I don't understand anything what they say. But from what I understood, it's like the new pictures just shows that they might have a chance to know if like people knew about Celeste more than what they could have said or more than what they let appeared. But yeah, it's a very sad case. I've noticed that like the attention was drawn out of that case because of like the other problems. This problem in particular, this dude, problematic dude, and because of that, like people probably forgot about him, about like David. But it's like he still did something bad. We need to check about that. But yeah, I'm in the stream now. Very sorry. I wanted to stream this weekend. I got too tired. Tomorrow it's Valentine's Day. I might do a Valentine's Day special stream. Like I'll probably be on Kick if I can, cause like I want to do like Omi TV, so that like I can see people and like we can chat live. But yeah, love y'all and see y'all at some point. I don't know when, but see y'all.